The Man with the Yin-Yang Eyes. Season 2. Episode 16. You two have a little patience. This is the only way you can go with me to the morgue. Look, we've been miserable like this, and the beautiful policewoman even smiled and turned to tease us. Hey Gregory, don't you think we look a lot like those corpses now? We're acting pretty well, aren't we? That fat guy, speak as his brain got stuck in the water. I slightly doubt that someone has taken over Big D. Normally, he doesn't always have a good face in these cases, but he was in a joking mood today. You two obediently shut up for a bit. We'll be there soon, don't let it be revealed. I'm trying to find out if there are any clues about the white-haired guys that attacked you two earlier. We were arguing again, causing Miss Valentine to speak up. Maybe we've adapted to the situation so quickly, so tragic that we had to fake our death, but we were in the mood to argue about trivial things. In the archives of the police department, there are many strange criminals. Maybe it is possible to find clues about that name. The beautiful policewoman was scrolling through documents while talking to us, but she was halfway through when she suddenly stopped. Why are you silent while talking, beauty? He's dead, and we're corpses. How can we say anything? I just kept silent about what Big D said. He's crazy. It seems that Miss Valentine has found out. There's information about him. After a moment of silence, Miss Valentine finally spoke up to break the silence, indeed finding news of the other guy. Where? Who is he? Is it some kind of god of crime? How dare you come and kill us? As soon as Big D heard Miss Valentine's words, he immediately jumped up, making both the policewoman and the young man driving the car shocked. I'm on my knees too, but of course, I'm much lighter than him. Even though I'm covered up like Big D, I can imagine Big D's reaction and appearance seem intimidating. The person who attacked you two today is a foreigner, specifically a Thai people. He was arrested for a failed murder 7 years ago, but finally, someone bailed him out. It's been 7 years, but this person seems to be the same, still a teenager. After a few seconds of regaining her composure, Miss Valentine began to report the information she had found to us. What? Thailand? I haven't even been there. Big D, did you cause any harm? I don't know anything about it, with it being obvious that the main target of that guy's attack is you, Gregory. After listening to the policewoman, Big D and I lay down to continue arguing. But you've never been to Thailand, have you? It's fun to play there, and you're young, you have to earn a lot of money, go to many places. All of a sudden, Big D is saying things that are out of line with the story we're interested in. Could it be that that silver-haired guy was hired by a guy named Young to get revenge on us? Sometimes he thinks we've harmed his son. Suddenly Big D sat up and came to a conclusion. It was a bit reasonable. Hey, stop messing around, lie down there. It's almost there. Oh my gosh, policewoman, can you be a little more lenient? Big D gets a warning push by Miss Valentine. He still doesn't know how to stop and scream in pain, this stupid annoying name. Finally, under the anger of the policewoman, Big D obediently shut up. I lay there, feeling the car stop moving, then someone came to carry us away. We have arrived safely. Really suffocating. We finally made it to the morgue. I almost suffocated. Hurry, hurry, we don't have much time. Big D and I are both wanted criminals, and the police are actively looking for us. The policewoman saw that we still had time to sit and edit our poses, so she hurriedly urged. Thank you so much this time, Tony. Thanks for your help with such a big thing, and you must have a meal with me another day, thank you. The young policeman who helped us infiltrate the morgue was called Tony, and Miss Valentine thanked him and invited him to dinner. Then I saw him politely say a few words and then happily left the morgue. Looking at that happy face, I can 100% guarantee that he likes Miss Valentine. You better get started. While I was thinking about the other guy's business, Miss Valentine interrupted my thoughts, and then I'll go back to my professional focus. People's love affairs are not what I need to care about, and Valentine is Big D's goddess, so he's the one to worry about. I approached the corpse of the black boy first, because it looked rather strange. Obviously, he is a male, but he was dressed in a female swimming suit when he died. What are you doing looking at this body? Do you want to get out? I'm observing a little strange. Besides, I sensed that these people weren't dead when they were attacked but died by someone has sucking their souls out. I broke the urge of the two next to me, and I needed some time to think about my feelings and the strangeness of this corpse. Draining souls to death? What is this? Miss Valentine seems to have caught the point, so she hastily asked me. This story has many explanations. In short, this is witchcraft. The exorcist often uses it to revive the dead. There must be someone who wants to take advantage of collecting the souls of many people to put into the body of the death, bringing that person back to life. But it's so hard and cruel. It's been a long time since anyone has done it. Big D waved his arms and legs while telling Valentine his knowledge. But this is also strange. The one using this kind of magic on a person must erase all traces. Why does he leave behind little clues? I wonder if there is a trap or set to wait for us to walk in. I analyzed it carefully. I don't know if I'm too skeptical or if there's really something wrong here. Come on, it's useless to think too much now. Wouldn't it be a good idea to take a look at their memories before they died? I found Big D's words quite true, so I reached out and touched the victim's body. Although I have done this many times, I immediately felt the cold when my hands touched the body. This cold also came from my own fear of the unknown that waited for me. But the chills did not overwhelm me for long, as the images gradually became clear before my eyes. Who's there? I saw a bunch of delinquents playing around in a lavish mansion. Suddenly, the doorbell rang non-stop. The blonde guy, who is also the son of the guy named Young we met before, angrily yelled at his subordinates to quickly open the door. One of them scowled as he got up and went to open the door. As soon as the door opened, a figure quickly rushed to punch the man who went out to open the door with a strong blow, causing him to fall down and lie on the floor. Then the man who had just done the act of hurting the other person appeared in front of my eyes. He was the white-haired Thai guy who attacked me and Big D. Damn. This guy dares to enter our house to beat people. The other two men in the villa were a black man and young son. Seeing his accomplices knocked down, they quickly grabbed the weapon, angry and wanted to fight back. The girl was scared to hide on the sofa. The guy named Young saw the silver-haired guy didn't say anything and took the initiative to grab a baseball bat and rush in to hit him, who knew he could easily avoid that hit. Then, he counterattacked, hitting a hard blow to the back of the neck of the guy named Young, causing it to scream in pain. The black man saw that his two comrades were defeated. He trembled in fear, clutching the dumbbell he wanted to use to hit the silver-haired guy. But before he could take action, he was kicked for a huge fall. The entire large mansion is now only a small blue-haired girl who is constantly shaking, holding a fruit knife in her hand and pointing at the silver-haired guy in self-defense. But the other guy clearly didn't feel sorry for the girl at all. He raised his fist and punched the blue-haired girl in the face so hard that she splashed on the sofa. It's all over. Come on in. After beating all the kids in the mansion, the silver-haired man turned to the door and shouted. Then I saw a man dressed in black with a wooden box come in. Except for this blonde guy, the rest of them are all hung up for me. Ah, Change this nigger for a woman's swimsuit. The guy who just walked in had long black hair. He has a very strange appearance. He looked around for a bit and spoke up to the silver-haired man. The silver-haired man did, replacing the black man with a female bathing suit, then hung up all three of the people who were lying motionless, except for the guy named Young. Then, I saw him cast a spell to drain the souls of 3 people who were suspended. When it was all over, the long-haired man locked the souls in the wooden box he carried. After that, the 2 of them left, one in front of the other, and when I got there, I couldn't see anything anymore. What's up? What have you seen? Big D and the policewoman saw me move and quickly went over to ask what I could see when I touched the cold corpse. I saw the white-haired guy that attacked us, and also saw a long-haired exorcist. They attacked the scoundrels and carried out their soul-sucking magic. Exorcist? Can you draw the appearance of that exorcist? I narrated everything I saw to Big D and the policewoman. Big D seemed quite surprised when he heard about the exorcist, and Miss Valentine asked me, that can I roughly draw the shape of the exorcist for easy investigation? I'm not sure how good my drawing skills are, but I can definitely give it a try. Miss Valentine, hearing that I wanted to try, quickly passed the phone and an electronic pen over to me. Let me recall. That exorcist has long black hair, is tall and rather thin, about 30 or 40 years old, looks Asian. I took my phone and paintbrush, reimagined the exorcist's appearance, and started drawing again. Here, like this. This is how he looks. I draw very well with my hands, also very confident, but I seem to feel the 2 people next to me taking a few breaths of cold air, and the corner of my eye catches a glimpse of them frowning at my work. Oh, how come? Although I was a bit confused, I quickly finished the drawing. Here, I'm done. I painted for a while and finished, then happily showed them my work. Yeah, but Big D and the policeman's reaction was a bit weird. It seems that they are not very satisfied with my work. The look on their faces when looking at my picture is very unsightly. What a dummy painter. Well, it might be better if you let me draw. After scowling for a while, Miss Valentine angrily stepped forward, yelled at me, and snatched up her phone and pencil. She asked me to describe the drawing of the exorcist so that she could draw it herself. Miss Valentine said she couldn't trust my skill anymore. I don't get it. Obviously, I feel like I'm drawing very well. Here, you just stand next to me. Where I draw, you describe next. If it's not good, just tell me so I can correct it. This place is a little sharper, his hair is a little longer, his eyes are smaller here. I just stood there describing the appearance of the exorcist while saying inappropriate points for Miss Valentine to correct. I carefully examined every inch of it, not daring to mess around one bit. As I watched the drawing in the hand of the beautiful policeman gradually complete, I finally understood why she and Big D were looking at me with unsightly expressions just now. It's really, really bad. That's right, it's this appearance. Miss Valentine is such a talented painter. With my enthusiasm, Miss Valentine finally drew a portrait exactly like the one I saw The Exorcist. I didn't stop whining. Big D standing next to me looked a bit surprised. Let me look in the database of the police department to see if there is any information about that exorcist, is it? After being confirmed by me that the painting was almost 90% similar to the real person, Miss Valentine began to search for information about the exorcist. I watched her searching for information but also thrilled. As soon as an image flashed by, Miss Valentine quickly stopped, and I quickly asked her how it was. As soon as I looked at the screen and read the information carefully, both the policewoman and I froze in surprise. We saw a file about 10 years ago where the exorcist was arrested for inflicting a fatal wound on another person. There's a person we know who was arrested with him. That's Big D. Hey, Big D. Where are you going? Quickly stop and talk clearly. While we were lost in thought, the corner of my eye caught a glimpse of Big D sneaking out of here. I hastily yelled at him to come back and explain everything. How did he get involved with the exorcist who used sorcery? If you don't say it out loud, don't try to escape. I saw that Big D had no intention of stopping, so I quickly turned around and grabbed his shoulder, then shouted, "What is your relationship with that exorcist? Why was he arrested with him? This damn fat guy, he even knows the exorcist that uses sorcery." Miss Valentine and I loudly told the fat man to make sense of this. Okay, a little bit of a childhood story. He was also my teacher's colleague before, and his name is Wong. Colleague. Big D was forced to the corner of the wall. There was no way to escape, and he had to sit down and speak slowly. Then why do you want to hide without telling us clearly when you see the face of that exorcist Wong? It's all hard to talk about. Big D says it's an old story that sticks to his mind in his youth. Back in the day, when Wong and I first came to this place, we embraced the dream of getting rich in a strange land. Big D slowly recounted the old story with a look on his face that he didn't want to remember this old story. Don't bully people too much. By means of you want to fight him. Big D said that, at that time, he and his fellow student named Wong had offended a man named Feng, who was a very powerful person in Chinatown at that time. I'll give you a lesson, so you know the consequences of doing business against me. The other Feng is also an exorcist. He saw Big D and his friend Wong doing very well, and he couldn't hold his business, so he dragged people to cause trouble. At that time, Big D and the other fellow were young. How could they endure? Of course, they tried their best to resist. The two men fought with their bare hands with the thugs led by Feng, and in the beginning, they were quite equal in their abilities. But the others had weapons in their hands, so after a while, Big D and his friend had eaten a lot of pain. But they were not weak, and when they were beaten, they were angry and put all their strength into fighting back against the thugs. Have something to say slowly. We have nothing to say to you. After a fierce fight, Big D and Wong finally defeated all the thugs, then beat Feng, causing him to tremble and beg for forgiveness. Okay, let's go. Wait a minute. After solving everything, Wong was about to leave, but Big D said to wait a little longer. It looks like the fat guy was still angry. He went over and hit Feng a few more times, torturing him a bit more before he let go. As long as we unite, there will be no difficulties that we cannot overcome. Damn it, but I got hit so bad. At that time, that fellow named Wong was a great person in Big D's eyes. See, isn't it beautiful? Big D hit that Feng and didn't forget to remove his golden tooth. Wong saw him put the other tooth in his mouth and was disgusted. It looks horrible. Are you jealous of the golden tooth I stole? All the while, the two talked happily. After that, Big D and Wong gradually became famous pairs in Chinatown. They specialize in solving spiritual problems around to help people. They collect money from the rich and help the poor for free. A few years later, they opened a small shop that sold more antiques, exorcisms, and lived a good and stable life. Sometime later, when he had some capital, the exorcist Wong took his sister to his place. When they go to help others with spiritual matters, the younger sister can look after the shop. One day, when they returned from going out, they found the store smashed into a mess, and Wang's sister also disappeared. The two went to look around and saw a letter. Someone arrested Wang's sister and asked them to go to an address, not to report to the police.